Hello everyone and welcome to another video. This is weekly show number 28 for this November 23rd, 2019. Now, we're going to have another weekly show tomorrow. That'll be weekly show, or is this 29? No, this is actually 30, so number 31 will be tomorrow. My cousin Carson and I are going to make a weekly show. Might think about getting my other cousins in there and making some videos together, so that's what I'm planning on to do, because, you know, our family's meeting for Thanksgiving, tomorrow, which is Sunday, so yeah, that's all I really gotta say in terms of tomorrow. I mean, you're gonna have to tune in tomorrow to watch all that stuff, so yeah. Anyway, let's get to some our topics, I should say. We'll do some NHL, NBA, USHL scores. Gonna look at some standings, some leaders, like always, and then we're gonna do our college football games of the week. Now, I'm not going to make predictions on them tomorrow when all the games are complete. I will tell you, like, which pick I got right, which pick I got wrong, the final scores of those, so yeah. Tomorrow's basically just going to be the same topics, except for we'll have NFL, Ronnie's NFL show, too, tomorrow, as well, so, yeah, that's really all that's coming up here in the next week or two. I'm going to do a weekly show update, tomorrow. Well, it's not really a weekly show update, but it's something where, I'll tell you tomorrow. It's basically going to be an update of, you know, like, video-wise, I should say. Just to, you know. Anyway, let's take a look at some NHL scores. Yesterday, the Pittsburgh Penguins beat the New Jersey Devils 4-1. Not a surprise there, honestly. Then yesterday, the Senators beat the Rangers 4-1. I mean, if we look at the Rangers right now, the Rangers are 8th in the Western Conference. Or they're 8th in the Eastern Conference, I should say. Ottawa's jumped up to 5th. They've had a 3-game winning streak. Great job, Ottawa, for sure. I almost said faux show, you know, like the cool kids say now and those rappers do. So yeah, Philadelphia, they've climbed their way into a wild card spot now. Pittsburgh, I believe, is 3rd, which knocked Carolina out of a third place spot, but they still got a wild card spot too. We'll talk standings wise later. There were no West games yesterday, so the standings in the West stayed the same. Anyway, let's look at today's games. Let's do some predictions. Last week I went 9-3-3. It's been better than I did the week before, because I got 5-4-2 the week before. So now my record on the year is 34-31-14. If this was hockey, that would be 82 points. Which, if you are in the West, that would get you a divisional round spot. Like, literally. Like, the Eastern Conference is so dominant that you literally need, like, even if you get like 80-something points, you're still in the wild card spot. Or if you even get 80, sometimes you'll be out of the playoff picture, because the East is so dominant, that's for sure. And that's one of the topics I want to talk about too, the Eastern Conference's dominance. Vancouver's at Washington. This game's going on right now. I'm going to go with Washington. Calgary at Philadelphia. That game's just starting, or should be starting right now. I'm going with Philadelphia. Arizona at LA. Sorry, I had my sticky note here. I'm going... Right now, LA's been on a roll, so I think they can upset Arizona. Minnesota at Boston. I'm going with Boston. Or they were on a roll at least. Montreal's going to win against the Rangers. Where is Montreal in the standings right now? Montreal's third in the Atlantic Division. So yeah, beating the Rangers will be an easy task for them. Anaheim at Tampa Bay. I'm going with Tampa Bay. Detroit at New Jersey. I think New Jersey will be tired after this one. I mean, they take the top two bottom spots in the Eastern Conference, so I'm gonna go with Detroit for now, but that I don't know. Florida at Carolina. This is gonna be a good game to watch. Florida is second in the Atlantic and Carolina's first, but since they're in Carolina, I'm going with Carolina. If this was in Florida, I would have went with Florida. Columbus is at Winnipeg. I'm gonna go with Winnipeg. I almost second-guessed myself there. Right now, Columbus is just not looking very good right now. Toronto, well, that's one of the reasons why I chose Winnipeg to win. Toronto at Colorado. I'm going with Toronto. Nashville at St. Louis. I'm going to go with St. Louis. Chicago at Dallas. I'm going with Chicago. I think Chicago will upset the Stars. Edmonton's at Vegas. I'm going to go with Edmonton. Islanders are at San Jose. I'm going to go with San Jose. So that's it for those games. NBA scores yesterday. The Detroit Pistons beat the Atlanta Hawks 128-103. I almost said the Nationals. The Wizards beat the Hornets 125-118. The Brooklyn Nets beat the Sacramento Kings 116-97. Miami beat Chicago 116-108. The Lakers beat Oklahoma City 130-127. Philadelphia beat San Antonio 115-104. Dallas beat Cleveland 143-101. Wow. Utah beat Golden State 113-109. Right now the Warriors aren't looking too good, that's for sure. I mean, anyway, Denver beat Boston 96-92. To me, any game that the final score is both teams getting under 100 points, that to me, and that might be for me, and it may not be for you, but to me in basketball, any team, or if both teams get under 100 points, that to me is considered a low-scoring game. We almost had one, and I'm trying to think, because we're coming up on the Houston Clippers game. Wasn't the score like 30-something to 27 at halftime? I don't know. I kept switching back and forth between this game and the college football game on ESPN2. But the Chargers beat Houston 122-119, mainly because my dad doesn't like basketball, so I don't know. I like basketball, to be honest with you. I like basketball. Today, afternoon games, Phoenix is at Minnesota at 4 o'clock. Chicago's at Charlotte at 6. Orlando's at Indiana at 6. Miami's at Philadelphia at 6:30. San Antonio's at the Knicks at 6:30. Portland's at Cleveland at 7. Lakers are at Memphis at 7. Detroit's at Milwaukee at 7:30. And the Pelicans are at the Jazz. I almost called them the Saints. Anyway, let's take a look at some USHL scores from yesterday. That's, of course, the league the Musketeers play in. Last night, a heartbreaker. Sioux City lost to Team USA 4-3 in overtime. They were in Michigan, because that's where the Team USA and NTDP, I think, is what they're called. They have two teams. We played the under-17s last night. Well, at least I think we did. I'm just going to check to make sure we did. Okay, yeah. Okay. Okay, yeah, but that was just a heartbreaker. Dang it, but that's okay. Sioux City and Team USA play tonight, so we're gonna get our revenge. Sioux Falls beat Youngstown, another overtime game. Man, like half the games either ended in overtime or a shootout. It seems like Sioux Falls beat Youngstown 3-2 in overtime. We had a lot of hockey last night, that's for sure. Fargo beat Des Moines in a shootout 4-3. Cedar Rapids beat Green Bay 4-3 in a shootout. Okay, listen to this score. I want you just to pay attention. Listen with your ears. Turn on your listening ears. Because this is the highest scoring game I've ever seen in USHL history. The Chicago Steel, who we just played last weekend, beat the Madison Capitals 11-5. That is like literally the highest scoring hockey game I've ever seen in my life. Well, USHL wise, because I don't know. The Madison Capitals, man, they have been I don't know, guys, to really describe it. They've been one of the worst USHL teams, I think. Well, at least in the past 2 years. So honestly, I'm not really that surprised that they lost, but to that margin of 6, that's pretty bad. Because we beat them in October. I want to say it was 8-2, I think. So yeah, Madison Capitals, they need to improve. Have they even fired their head coach yet? They had to. At least last year or sometime this year, because they suck. Omaha beat Muskegon 4-1. Tri-City beat Team USA. The other USA 4-2. Last night, Dubuque beat Waterloo 7-1. Let's take a look at the USHL standings right now. Sorry, you can only see my mouth talk. You want to look at my beautiful teeth. There's my beautiful teeth. I mean, Waterloo is top of the Western Conference. How in the world did they lose that badly to Dubuque? I mean, they got out of the second round last year to Sioux Falls, who eventually went on to become the Clark Cup champions. But now Sioux Falls just sucks. So, yeah, I mean, Sioux City, there are 6. They're 2 spots out of a playoff spot. Honestly, they lost in the first round to Sioux Falls last year, so yeah, right now things are not looking good for Sioux Falls at all, I'm afraid to say. Right now, Dubuque, that win last night gave them second place in the Eastern Conference. The Madison Capitals have only won 2 games this year. Like, literally, they're 2-14-1. The Madison Capitals are. That's why they suck. Because, I don't know, they're just not good. They're just not good. At least Sioux Falls is better than they are. I mean, at least they actually have a championship, and Madison doesn't. Anyway, USHL scores tonight. Man, this is going to be a really long weekly show if I keep... Dubuque is at Des Moines. Sioux City is at Team USA. Sioux Falls is at Youngstown. Madison's at Chicago. Fargo's at Lincoln. Muskegon's at Omaha. Team USA is at Tri-City. And Cedar Rapids is at Waterloo. And then next Wednesday, we'll have Musketeers hockey for you right here on Ronnie's... I renamed it Sports Show because, you know, we're talking about multiple sports now. So I named it Ronnie's Sports Show now. Yeah, we'll have Wednesday's highlights of USHL hockey. Lincoln is in town. Sioux City, they'll take on them Wednesday, the 27th. We'll have that game for you on Ronnie's Sports Show, or RSS, we'll call it. Or RSSSN, Ronnie's Sports Show Sports Network. How about that? On the RSSN, we'll call it that, the RSSN. Lincoln will be at Sioux City, so can't wait to see Lincoln. Right now, Lincoln is 2 spots ahead of us. They're doing pretty darn good this year, I would say. Anyway, we'll have that coverage for you this Wednesday. Let's see here. What else? We better do our college football game of the week. By the way, I didn't count up how I did last week or the week before, I don't think. So I'll have that for you also tomorrow in our weekly show. But our college game of the week, or college football game of the week, top 25, Oregon's at Arizona State, 6:30 on ABC. ACC, NC State is at Georgia Tech at 7 o'clock on ESPN. That happened Thursday, and I still haven't checked what the score was either, so I need to get on that. And then the other ACC game of the week, Boston College is at Notre Dame, 1:30 p.m. on NBC. This cord's kind of bugging me. Texas A&M is at Georgia, 2:30 p.m. on CBS. That's our SEC game of the week. Our Big Ten game of the week, Penn State's at Ohio State. That game's going on right now, actually, as we speak, and Ohio State's in the lead. I believe I had them winning, too. I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have said that. I apologize. I'll try to bleep it out or something like that. Yeah, I need to keep my mouth shut, apparently. Big 12 action. TCU's at Oklahoma at 7 o'clock on Fox. Oregon's at Arizona State. That's our Pac-12 game of the week, 6:30 on ABCSN. So all my predictions and the scores of all that will be tomorrow on Ronnie's Sports Show, weekly show number 31. Of course, we're doing 2 weekly shows in 1 week. So, yeah. We might even make 3 of them because we might make a Q&A weekly show. So we might make 2 weekly shows tomorrow for 3 of the week. I don't know. That's what my plan is to do a sports weekly show and then a Q&A weekly show. Anyway, let's look at some NHL standings right now. You know what? I'm going to go with leaders because this one's going to take me less time to do than the standings, and we only have like 16 minutes before my camera cuts, so we better hurry it. Right now, Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid are tied for first in points with 44. Honestly, not really a surprise. Edmonton, they're the best team, I think, right now in the NHL, and we're only through 2 months, so really I shouldn't say that, but right now they are. Brad Marchand's third with 37, so a big drop there from 44 to from 44 to 37. 7 points difference, so yeah. David Pastrnak leads the league in goals with 20, and Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, they are both tied with 16 points. Or 16 goals, I should say. Okay, so Leon Draisaitl are tied with assists in 28, so they're tied for first in goals, or in points and assists. They're tied for second in goals. So, keep it up. That's for sure. John Carlson. Well, they have a 3-way tie with them for 28 points. That's alright, though. Plus minus, John Gabriel Pajot. He's our top one for, like the 3rd straight week now or something like that. He has a plus minus total of 17. Brian Dumoulin ties him with first with 17. Then Brad Marchand tied first with, he's second for 15. Hold on. Goaltending leaders, Darcy Kemper 1.83 goal, or 9.3 I should say. Goals against average. I shouldn't be chewing my nails, but I am. Tuukka Rask is second with the 2.05 goals against average, and Thomas Greiss with the 2.07 goals against average. Darcy Kemper leads save percentage with a .935. And then Robin Leonard and Thomas Greiss are tied for second with a 9.934 goals against average. Up there was Jordan Binnington. Hold on. Okay, but Jordan Binnington leads the league. Hold on. Jordan Binnington, Marc-Andre Fleury, and Braden Holtby are leading. Well, they're tied for first in wins. Marc-Andre Fleury and about 600 other goaltenders are tied with first with 6 shutouts. But it goes, name-wise, it's, or, how do I word it? Oh, they have more games played, I think is what they're going for. Marc-Andre Fleury with 2 shutouts, Tuukka Rask 2 shutouts, Peter Mrazek 2 shutouts. Let's do some standings, because I'm just gonna about that. So let's get right into this. Top 3 in the Metropolitan: Washington, Islanders, Pittsburgh. This was the same way they ended last year. In the Atlantic Division changed, standings-wise, changed a lot besides Boston. Florida is second, and Montreal's third. Boston's at the top, so yeah. Really not a surprise, to be honest with you. I had Montreal in a wild card spot, and I had Florida third in the division, I think, if I remember correctly. So Florida and Montreal are exceeding my expectations, which is great. Carolina and Philadelphia with the wild card spot. Honestly, I didn't think Philadelphia, they're exceeding way above my expectations. Or wait, did I have... Okay, maybe I shouldn't have said that, because I think I might have... I might have had him in a Metro wildcard spot. But now that I think about it, I don't think I did. Right behind... one spot behind a wildcard spot is Toronto, Buffalo, Ottawa, Tampa Bay, Columbus, Rangers, Jersey, and Detroit. Honestly, the bottom 3 teams are where I want them to be. Tampa Bay and Columbus, they're a surprise to me. They should not be 3-4 spots out of a wild card spot. They're usually top of their division, or in at least a wild card spot. Tampa Bay, I predicted they would downfall from last year. I predicted correctly, it looks like. But Columbus is on a 3-game winning streak, but look, I'm glad that they did that, but I'm glad that they're on a 3-game winning streak, because I think I had them in a while. Now that I think about it, I don't even think I had him in a in a playoff spot. Well, that's messed up. But anyway, I'm not gonna check that right now, so that's too bad. Okay, Western. St. Louis is first, Colorado's second, third is Dallas. Honestly, I'm not surprised to see St. Louis where they are. Colorado, I'm not really surprised either. Dallas, I'm not really surprised either, to be honest with you. Pacific, I did not expect, well, I expected at least one of these teams to be in a Pacific spot. Edmonton first, Arizona second, Vancouver third. Wow. I expected Arizona. Darcy Kemper's played absolutely amazing. But Edmonton, they've played amazing. And Edmonton and Draisaitl have been leading them. Vancouver, I didn't expect to be where they were. Thatcher Demko, their goaltenders, played amazing. Apparently, I haven't seen any highlights, but I could just tell standings-wise that he's played amazing. Winnipeg and Vegas take our 2 wildcard spots. Honestly, Vegas and Winnipeg are they're not meeting my expectations, and I want them to be, because, my expectations are important, so. Anaheim, they were in at least some sort of spot, a playoff spot, weren't they, at one point, I feel like? Anaheim, San Jose, Calgary. Calgary's I had them first in the Pacific. They are way down. They're 3 spots away from a wild card spot. So they are not meeting my expectations. Chicago's right below them. Nashville. Nashville's lost 4 straight. Like, they're way down where I want them to be. Weren't they in like a playoff spot at one point? And now they've dropped to 4 spots out of a wild card spot. You have got to be kidding me. Literally, Minnesota is kind of where I want them to be, but also not at the same time. LA, they were on like a 3 or 4 game winning streak at one point, but they're still down last place. They're the farthest away from a wild card spot, which I'm not surprised about. So yeah, Nashville, I'm really upset with Nashville and Calgary. Both of those teams better improve immediately. Nashville, they've lost 4 straight. You can do better than that. I want to see you do better than that. Did I have them to win? No, I had them losing to St. Louis. But I'm not going to change that. Because they're not going to win against St. Louis. They're going to get 5 straight losses tonight. I bet you $1 million that's going to happen. But anyway, that'll do us for weekly show number 30. Joining us tomorrow for 1 for sure, 2 maybe if we can get them in. So, see you then, and I'll see you guys all in my next video. Bye.